What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Ace Salmon here, back with another video, and today we're going to be going over the Week 2 slate of the NFL. Last week was Week 1, and I thought it was a very good Week 1. The games are great. My predictions were pretty good. We went 11-5, and our lock of the week did hit, which was very exciting to see. As you guys know, I take a lot of pride in my picks and my locks, so I'm really happy that that hit. I had a lot of confidence in those, so I wasn't really sweating it. But this week, I'm really excited to show you guys my picks. I think it's going to be a great week of NFL football. I think the picks are going to keep getting better and better as the season goes on. I think we're going to have a great week betting-wise. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, as I'm trying to hit 420 subscribers soon. Make sure to like the video too, because that really helps me grow, and it takes 2 seconds. Also, with subscribing, it takes 2 seconds, and it's free. Helps the channel grow, and it helps the video get across to more people, so I really would appreciate it if you guys could. It would mean the world to me. Make sure to comment any questions or any feedback down below. Comment if you guys think I'm tripping. Comment if you guys think my list is awful, because I do this for the interactions with you guys, and I really would appreciate it if you guys could talk to me in the comment section down below. Tell me what you guys are feeling. Tell me what you guys are thinking, because it would mean a lot to me, and I really think it would be awesome to see if we can get a little community going down here. But besides that, we're going to get straight into the picks right now. Kicking off Week 2, we have a big rivalry game with the Miami Dolphins and Buffalo Bills. The Dolphins did open up at 2.5-point favorites, which probably is because they are at home. This game is a coin flip in my head, but I am going to go with the Dolphins here. I do think the Dolphins will beat the Bills. We haven't beat the Bills in 2 years. I do think it's going to come here. I think the Dolphins got better during the offseason, and I think that the Bills did get worse. And, the Dolphins, they did play in a game where they did not look the best, against the Jacksonville Jaguars, but they still ended up beating the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they looked off. Now, imagine when the Dolphins are going to be on. That will definitely help. Now, the Bills, they looked all right versus the Arizona Cardinals. They did squeeze out that win. The Cardinals are not a bad team at all, though, in my opinion. I think that win, it may get overlooked, but I think the Cardinals are a very sound football team, and I think that's a great win for the Bills. I think this is going to be a great game, and I could see it going either way, but I definitely have the Dolphins in this game. I think the Dolphins will squeeze out this win, and they will beat the Bills and kick off AFC East play with a W. Next game we'll be talking about is the 49ers versus the Vikings. Right now, the game is a 6-point spread, which is very close in my opinion. I thought the spread would be a little more, as the 49ers looked absolutely dominant without Christian McCaffrey. Even though, granted, the Vikings did look very good. Sam Darnold played a hell of a game. Their weapons looked very good. Their defense played a pretty good game, but they were playing the Giants. I'm not trying to discredit it, though, because NFL wins are hard to come by. It's a great win regardless. But now they're taking a step up, and they're playing the 49ers, who absolutely dog-walked the Jets. That game wasn't even close. The 49ers dominate every facet of the game, and I do think the 49ers will win. I do think they will cover 6 points. That's a surprisingly low spread, but I think that they will cover it, and I think the 49ers will win this game. Next, we have the Bucs and the Lions. The Bucs and the Lions is a very interesting game right now. The spread is 7 points in favor of the Lions, of course. The Lions are at Ford Field, so that's a really good home field for them. But the Bucs looked really good last week. Another granted, because they played the Washington Commanders, but they looked pretty good, man. They looked like a very good team. The passing game was there. Baker Mayfield looked very good, man. Baker Mayfield had a hell of a game, and if he could continue to look like that, this Bucs team is going to be very dangerous. Mike Evans is he's a guy, man. He is an absolute stud. Their defense, pretty solid. They have a very elite backfield. I think that Bucky Irvin and Rachaad White could be a very good duo together. And I do think the Lions will win this game, but I do think that it will be within 7 points. I think that people will not be sleeping on the Bucs after this game, and they will see that the Bucs can compete with some of the NFC's best teams. And I think that this is going to be a very good game. I do think that the Lions, like I said, will win this game. I think Amon-Ra will have a bounce-back game after last week. But it's going to be very interesting to see this game. So give me the Lions, though. That's my prediction. We got the Lions. Next game we will be talking about is the Titans and Jets. This is a sneaky good game this week, because the Titans actually did not look that bad, even though they did choke that big lead. But their defense looked actually really good against the Bears. They shut down everything that the Bears did. And the only reason the Bears did win is because of the Bears' defense and their special teams. So the Titans' offense gets a click, and they can be a very interesting team this year. The Jets, on the other hand, their offense looked all right. I mean, they had one very nice drive, but the rest of the game, it did not go very well for them. Their defense looked abysmal. The 49ers could do whatever they wanted to them, so they definitely have to fix that. But honestly, I do think that the Titans will win this game. I think it's going to be a big upset. I have the Titans beating the Jets this week. I think that the Jets will not get it together, and I think that Will Levis will actually put together a pretty solid game. Next game we'll be talking about is the Chargers versus the Panthers. Give me the Chargers. I don't even really need to give you guys a reason. The Panthers are awful, man. Bryce Young looks. I'm sorry, Bryce Young, but you do not look very good at football right now. Bryce Young played absolutely awful, man. And it's not even. It's kind of sad to see. It's not even like really funny. It's just kind of a sad thing to see the fall that Bryce Young has had. Because he was at the top of Alabama, and then ever since he's been on the Panthers, it's just been not good at all. But I do think the Chargers will win this game. I think that they will win. I don't know if they'll cover 6.5. I think it will be surprisingly closer than you guys think. The Panthers, I don't know, man. I think they'll make some surprising plays. They did lose Derek Brown, though, so that run defense is not going to be very good against a run-heavy Jim Harbaugh offense. So it's going to be very interesting to see. But yeah, I have the Chargers beating the Panthers. I don't even really want to talk about it, man. I feel bad for Bryce Young. Next game we'll be talking about is the Seahawks versus the Patriots. The Patriots are in Foxborough, and I do think this is going to be a very ugly game, man. I think this game is going to be actually disgusting, to be honest with you. I think that this is going to be a very, very defensive battle here. I think the two defensive-minded head coaches, I think it's going to be a great game if you guys like defense, but I do think the Seahawks will pull it out. I think they're a more talented team. Even though the Patriots did look very good, their defense looked very good, and their rushing game looked actually really elite last week versus the Bengals. They shut the Bengals down in all facets of the game. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they can do in week 2. But, I do think the Seahawks will pull out this W versus the Patriots. Next, we have my lock of the week. We have the Colts versus the Packers. Give me the Colts. The spread is very close right now. It is 3 points. Jump on it. The Colts will cover. They looked pretty good against the Houston Texans. Anthony Richardson looks absolutely electrifying. His arm looks very good. And the Packers are going to be starting Malik Willis, who's absolutely awful. Malik Willis, not good, man. Malik Willis is awful. I do think that the Colts will confuse him, and I think that their offense will have a very good game. I think that Anthony Richardson is going to put some crazy numbers. And I do think that the Colts will cover 3 points. And I do think they'll win by a touchdown, honestly. In my opinion. My humble opinion, of course. Next, we have the Browns versus the Jags. Give me the Jaguars, man. The Jaguars, they actually look pretty good against the Dolphins. If Travis Etienne does not fumble that ball into the end zone, I do think the Jags would have won that game. They would have been up 24-7 in the third quarter. But you can never count out the Browns. The Browns have a very elite defense. But Deshaun Watson, man, he needs to get it together. I do not know what's going on with that brother, but he is not looking. He looks lost. He generally looks lost. He doesn't look like when he knows what he's doing, man. It's awful to watch because the Browns have such a talented team. They're just a quarterback away, and I mean, I hate to say it, but it looks like Deshaun Watson will never come back to what he was at one point. Just give me the Jaguars, man. I think that they will outpace the Browns, and I think that they will win this game. Next game I will be talking about is the Ravens versus Raiders, and I do think that the Ravens will win this game. I do not think that they will cover, but I do think they'll win this game. They're minus 500 on the money line right now. They are 9.5-point favorites, so that's why I do not think they'll cover, because 9.5 points is a lot of points. And in the NFL, these guys are so good. But if anyone will cover it, it will be the Ravens, because they are so talented all around. They did lose last week, so I do not think they will start the season 0-2, and I think that they will pick up a pretty good W versus the Raiders this week. Next, we have Saints versus Cowboys, a pretty underrated game this week. The Saints looked absolutely amazing versus the Panthers, but like I said earlier, it is the Panthers. Granted, like I said, I'm not trying to take it away from anyone. A win is a win in the NFL. They are hard to come by. But the Saints definitely looked very good, man. They looked pretty solid. If Derek Carr can keep up that level of play, the Saints team could have a chance to, maybe go on a run or something. I don't know. That would surprise me, but you never know. It's football. That's the beauty of it. But I do think the Cowboys will win this game. Cowboys are super talented. The Saints, talented, but I do think that the Cowboys, they are at home. Jerry's World, home opener of the year. I think Michael Parsons will put on the show. And I think that CeeDee Lamb will have a very good game against the Saints team. But hey, don't sleep on the Saints. I do not think they will cover 6.5, though. I think that the Saints will keep it kind of close here. Okay, next game we have the Giants, the Commanders. Give me the Commanders. The fact that the Commanders are 2 points is kind of crazy. At home, the Commanders are 2-point favorites. I think that they will cover that. I think that they will beat the Giants here. Daniel Jones looks awful, man. He does not look very good. The defense looks all right. I mean, it's hard to win when your offense doesn't do anything. But I think that the Commanders will go out there and put on a show. I think Jaden Daniels looked pretty good in his debut. He was not getting help from many receivers, but his pocket awareness and his ability to scramble will definitely help him develop and help his team out. And I definitely think that they will win this game versus the Giants. Rams versus the Cardinals. The Rams are actually underdogs here, 1.5 point underdogs, and I do think that they will win. I do think that they will beat Arizona in Arizona. It's a very, very, very tight game, I think, though, because like I said, the Cardinals are not a bad team. They're a surprisingly good team. They're well coached. Kyler Murray's an absolute stud. Marvin Harrison didn't even play good last week, and they almost won. So you know what? You never know what to expect, but I think that the Rams are going to have a very good week. They are without Puka Nacua, which is a big loss. But man, Matthew Stafford makes everybody better around him. And I do think that he'll have a very good game versus Cardinals secondary. And I think that they will win this game. I think it'll be pretty close. I definitely think they'll win by more than 3, though, which I'm surprised that they are underdogs right now. I may have to go jump on that, take the points. But I do think the Rams will win this game. Next game I will be talking about is Steelers and Broncos. And man, I hate to say it because I talk so bad about the Steelers, but give me the Steelers, man. The Steelers will win this game. Their defense is absolutely fantastic. Their defense is one of the best in all football. TJ Watt's a madman. Their secondary, their front seven, just absolutely elite, man. They are one of the best defenses in all football. They won that game last week. And Chris Boswell for MVP at this point, man. He had an absolutely fantastic performance kicking the ball. So I don't even know what to say about that. That's absolutely insane what he had to do for that team. They couldn't score a touchdown. They still won. If the Steelers offense can get it going, they could be a very good team. But, until their offense does not get it going, I'm just going to laugh at them and say defense wins championships. But, hey, the Steelers, I'm going to respect them. They have a very good defense, and I do think that they will. That's all they need to beat the Broncos at this point. Because, again, they're going to mess with Bo Nix. Bo Nix is going to be like, what the hell? This isn't Oregon anymore. I'm not a 7-year senior anymore. And I think he'll be rattled in his boots. So I do think that the Steelers will win this game. Next game we will be talking about is the Chiefs and the Bengals. They are playing at Burrowhead Stadium, which, Joe Burrow does tend to play very good against the Chiefs. But, man, he looked absolutely awful last week. Give me the Chiefs. The spread is 5.5 right now. I would bet my future kid's mortgage on the Chiefs covering 5.5 points. I definitely think that the Chiefs will win this game. I think they will win. They could win by double digits, to be honest with you. I'm a big believer in any given Sunday. But, man, the Chiefs looked a lot better than what the Bengals looked last week. And they are playing at Arrowhead. I do think that the Chiefs will win this game. The Bears versus the Texans. The line right now is 6.5. I do think the Bears will cover that, but I don't think that the Bears will win outright. I think the Texans will win. The Texans, they are a very elite team in the NFL. They did get hit hard by Anthony Richardson home run balls, which I think that Caleb Williams has a chance to hit a couple deep balls this week. And I definitely think that the Bears offense will look better because at the end of the day, they can't look much worse than what they did on Sunday. The Bears defense, though, definitely performed well. And I definitely think that they'll keep them in this game and they'll be able to shut down the Houston Texans offense for a little. Give Caleb Williams time to try and work something out. Monday Night Football, we have the Falcons and the Eagles. I have the Eagles winning this game. The Falcons, man. Kirk looks like his ankle or his Achilles is still messed up. It did not look very good for the Falcons, and they can only do so much when your quarterback does not look good at all. I do think that Kirk will play this game, but I think after this game, it'll be Michael Penix Jr. season. I think that the Falcons will realize Kirk's Achilles is still messed up because he could not put weight on it at all. It did not look very good, and I think that's going to mess with them. I think that the Eagles are a very solid football team. They beat the Packers. And I think the Packers are a pretty good team, with Jordan Love healthy. So I definitely think the Eagles are going to have a good year. And I do think that they will beat the Falcons, especially in Philly. I am not even sweating that. Give me I almost said give me the Falcons, but give me the Eagles there, man. The Eagles, that's free bread right there. But thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate every single one of you guys. You guys know, make sure if you guys are going to bet on these, bet responsibly. It is your money at the end of the day. You got to be smart with your money, guys. But make sure to subscribe to the channel. I really would appreciate it if you guys could. I put a lot of effort into these videos, put a lot of research and time, so I really would appreciate it. And make sure to like the video and comment any recommendations down below. But I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. It's your boy Salman out. Peace.